Twitter's roughly 7,500 employees have been expecting layoffs since Elon Musk took the helm of the company, but today was the day. Twitter employees learned their fate, like Simon Balmain in the UK.
It seems difficult to me to understand how you would be able to correctly evaluate so many people's positions and performances and the value of roles in such a small period of time. That's the part that I'm struggling with.
And a number of major advertisers have stopped spending on Twitter. This doesn't seem right because we've made no change in our operations at all, and but nonetheless, the activist groups have been successful in causing a massive drop in Twitter advertising revenue, and we've done our absolute best to appease them, and nothing is working.
Well, let's bring in tech expert Amber Mack. Amber, layoffs are extremely stressful for workers to begin with, but could this round of Twitter job losses been better handled?
This could absolutely have been better handled by Elon Musk and his team. I mean, what we're hearing right now is that 50 to 75% of Twitter employees will be laid off today. That is a significant number. Most of these people would have just heard by email last night that these layoffs are coming. The office was temporarily closed in San Francisco, and imagine just waiting there for that email to drop. I mean, this isn't really a normal way to proceed in a business setting.
It's so sad to see the tweets from Twitter employees who were let go today, and my understanding is that Canadian workers weren't immune to the Twitter job losses today either.
Canada has a couple hundred Twitter employees in this country, and they have already let some of those employees go, including some of the top executives at Twitter Canada, the managing director as one example. I mean, this is the top guy who just posted online that he is now gone. So I think this is pretty severe in terms of the way that Elon Musk has decided to do these cuts so quickly, only 1 week into his ownership.
I want to read you this tweet. Elon Musk writing today, Twitter has had a massive drop in revenue due to activist groups pressuring advertisers, even though nothing has changed with content moderation, and we did everything we could to appease the activists. Is this what he's blaming here for the mass layoffs?
I think really at the end of the day, I think Elon Musk realized that he's going to have a tough time actually cleaning up Twitter in terms of the bots and the hate and the misinformation and the disinformation. So to me, this feels like a massive distraction. This is really not going to help the platform with some of the main problems that exist, laying off thousands of people who know that platform so well, who have been there for years. It's very sudden, it's very extreme, but at the end of the day, it shouldn't surprise us because this is just how Elon Musk operates. He is the king of chaos.
And some workers are calling it a nightmare in terms of timing. Employees have been sounding the alarm about the U.S. midterm elections and the real need to weed out the misinformation.
I think for a lot of us, when we saw this news about these Twitter layoffs, we each have our own reaction. For me personally, it's seeing the people at Twitter who are responsible for moderating Twitter and managing the misinformation and disinformation just days away from an important election in the U.S. This is where it becomes so concerning, and what odd timing to do something like this when we know that misinformation and disinformation is going to run rampant. So, this is just the beginning. I mean, we could have these conversations daily because clearly it's a rough road ahead for Twitter.
And Amber, already big companies like General Motors and Audi are pausing ads over questions on how the site will operate under Musk.
I think we're already seeing a number of signs that businesses are stepping away, at least temporarily, in terms of putting money into advertising on Twitter. And we're seeing individuals also step away from the platform. So it's going to be a really rough road ahead. I mean, this just doesn't fix any of the problems that exist on the Twitter platform. And if anything, I think it makes all of us who've used this platform from day one really question the future of Twitter. And is this a viable place where you can have these conversations? Is it a place where people can engage in a meaningful and safe way? And I think more and more the answer is looking like possibly no.
Well, Amber, as you said earlier, every day there's something new here. Amber, thank you for being with us here tonight on Trending Now.
Thanks so much for having me.